For decades, educators could read slight differences in student behavior to tell when something was wrong. Whether grades started to slip, attitudes were changing, or subtle differences that the student was displaying, their instructors are generally the first to hone in on the change. One cause of this change in students has been the way that parents are getting along at home. When the parents' relationship is strained, it affects the child's behavior and performance at school. Cognitive behavioral therapy began to be used initially to address several types of mental disorders and was pioneered by Dr. Aaron T. Beck in the 1960s and has been proven effective. Cognitive behavior therapy has since evolved in the therapy world to extend its practice to adults not limited to having a mental disorder. When applied, it is a form of talk therapy that focuses on thoughts and emotions to explain certain behaviors that are being demonstrated by the parent and can then, in turn, be used to affect behavior at school. The purpose of this paper is to analyze the effects that cognitive behavior therapy will have on the conflict caused by stressors in the home and how that conflict affects a child's behavior and academic performance. It is our belief, as the researchers, that there is a negative effect on the child's performance in the classroom, both in behavior and academics. After collecting baseline data for our research, our participants will be placed into two random groups who are interested in taking the classes. One group will have therapy, which is the treatment, and classes along with workbook assistance to help them grasp content. A second group will only have the classes and not be provided the therapy, which is the treatment in the study. They will be asked to watch and take notes while implementing the information. Our purpose is to conclude that the therapy and classes will impact the participants more directly, which will have a greater effect on the child's behavior and performance at school. After the classes are over, we will ask the same questions as before, expecting the responses to improve, with the treatment group's response to improve more drastically than the responses from the control group.
What percentage of parents felt their child's performance overall improved? What percentage of parents felt their child's grades had gone up since the last survey? What percentage of parents felt they noticed a decrease in negative behavior at school? What percentage of parents felt their child was less aggressive toward them or others since the last survey? For our survey questions, we will put them on a Likert scale. The Likert scale will ask for the parent to answer the 10 questions, rating them by strongly disagree, disagree, neither agree nor disagree, agree, and strongly agree. There is a numerical number placed on those answers. And after the survey has been finished, the survey totals will be tallied. The same survey will be given at the end of the research and likely reflect the information we seek to find. You can see the actual questions in Appendix A. The design of this quantitative research project is experimental. We will have an experiment group with a control. There will be a pre-test and a post-test, and the groups will be randomly picked. This will be a double-blind study, so nobody is aware of the outcome of what families are in which groups. The participants will be chosen from the parents entered the court system because child issues, mediation, minor domestic problems, child custody situations, or similar situations. Other ways parents could become in contact with this study would be through organizations such as DCF or other government aid agencies aware that stressors exist in the family and school-age students in the home. Schools could refer a home to be included, or the parents could volunteer. In any of these cases, this is strictly voluntarily. The parents will get information on eliminating stress, strengthening their relationships, and becoming better parents in both sets of classes. So this is a beneficial study. Once the participants fill out the initial application, their information is entered and then randomly selected for the study.
The sampling method will be parents who are interested in taking the classes and are involved in the court systems, somehow involved in the government agencies like DCF, or referred to the research committee by the schools. This allows for randomization in population. Participants will be randomly selected from the pool of parents to be in a treatment group or in the control group. The independent and dependent variables of the study. The independent variables of the study are the parents, the stress, and the money situation. The dependent variables would be the children, the grades, and the behavior of the children. The appendix shown on this page are the actual survey questions used to question the parents before and after the experiment. It is our hypothesis that the scores on the survey will go down as the questions show the child's behavior in a negative fashion. We believe that the classes, with addition to cognitive behavior therapy, will produce the most effective results. The instruments we will use for the study will be a pre- and post-survey with Likert scales and will be administered to analyze the effectiveness of the CBT. The research that we used to conduct our study was: 1, we used cognitive behavior therapy and enhancement of self-esteem in seriously disturbed children, an effect of cognitive level, cognitive strategy, and additional time and training, which is a doctoral dissertation by Dempsey. The second resource we used was interventions to prevent child maltreatment and associated impairment, which is by Macmillan et al. And then the third resource we used was Pathways PPP, Positive Parenting Program, Effects on Parent-Child Relationships and Child Behavior Problems. That's by Wiggins et al.